welcome to Wine Gab, Gabriel's Bar and Restaurant Wine Podcast, here with Antonio in the beautiful Lake Garda, Italy, Lugana region, Lugana Vineyard, Zenato Vineyard, and we're trying the Ripasso, the 2020 vintage, their newest vintage. It's a delicious wine. I've actually had the pleasure and honor of selling since I was a kid. My father sold it since 1991 at Gabriel's Bar and Restaurant, and this is the first varietal that we sold from the Zenato Vineyard, and we've sold this for a very, very long time. Our first sommelier at the restaurant sold it, and I actually think my dad used to sell it in the late 80s when he was at Arqua. So I have a long history with this wine, and it's a delicious, delicious food pairing wine. It can definitely cut into the cholesterols and the fat of our lamb chops, which is one of our signature dishes. So it's a great red wine. And Antonio can talk a little bit about how it's made, because I don't want to get it wrong. But
no, thank you, Gabriel, and also for your support in this amazing wine, which globally is considered one of our flagship red wines coming from Valpolicella region. So this one here, right here, I always like to start with this unique name. So it's called Ripasso. So this is a wine that, when we go back in time, this style was invented back in the 30s. And the style was called Valpolicella Ripasso. Ripasso is a word that means passing over the second time, or basically doing a second fermentation type of wine. Through the years, this process has been, left aside, and Sergio, between the 80s and the 90s, brought it back. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to give credit to this amazing technique, and that's why he created this fantasy name called Ripasso with the final A. So I like to call this wine, like you mentioned before, with signature dish. Mm-hmm. This is a signature wine. So thanks to Sergio, this is one of our most sold wines, and probably one of the easiest wines to offer to every type of drinker. So this is a wine that is very subtle, is fresh, is fruity, has a good alcohol content that can balance out also stronger dishes. That's why it's a wine that is versatile with both main courses, pasta dishes, meat dishes, and also for a price point, this is obviously a nice wine to have. Also for, the line of the label, which is quite elegant. You have this black bottle, black label with a golden font on it. So it's a nice, also at sight as image. Mm-hmm. And this is wine that is typically made with the Valpolicella blend. So we're using 3 grapes, which come from the Valpolicella area. More precisely, Sant'Ambrogio, so one of the classic areas, the most traditional areas where they first started making Valpolicella. So we're using Corvinone, Rondinella mixed together. And like I said, this wine comes from a second fermentation thanks to the leftover grapes of Amarone. Mm-hmm. So starting from the simple Valpolicella, this wine passes over the dried grapes of Amarone, and the result is Valpolicella Ripasso. So this could be considered as a lighter version of Amarone. So when people also want to have not that strong type of red wine, they can go with this medium bodied type of wine. Mm-hmm. So they can have best of both worlds. So they have the complexity and strength of the Amarone, but at the same time they have the freshness and the easiness of the Valpolicella wine. It's a 2020 vintage. This wine aged in tonneau oak barrels, 500 liters in capacity for 2 years. And this is the result.
Yeah. Beautiful description. Great job. I mean, this is a Corvinone Rondinella at its best. And again, you can find this at Gabriel's Bar and Restaurant. Again, proudly selling this wine for a very long time and still have it in stock always. So come have a glass, come have a bottle at Gabriel's Bar and Restaurant, 40 Central Park South. And thank you for watching.